Many people are saying that the Xiaomi SU7 is too dangerous to drive. People are testing it, they're crashing. The thing is just not staying on the road. Sometimes when something appears too good to be true, well, sometimes it is. Now, I'm not sure if that applies to what has just happened in China, which is, to be honest, absolutely shocking. But here's what has gone down, and it's all over social media in China. I mean, it's the most viral thing on social media in China right at the moment. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching The Electric Viking. Great to see you. Well, okay. The Xiaomi SU7. It's a direct competitor to the Tesla Model 3, the BYD Seal. Xiaomi, they say that they sold 100,000 of these in around 24 hours, which is unbelievable. I mean, if you look at the BYD Seal, BYD had very little demand for that vehicle when it first came out. It's really popular outside of China. But really, BYD's EVs that have been super popular, they've had a few that have been super popular. They've all been like small cars, SUVs. None of them have been sedans. The BYD Han is also not a particularly great seller in China either. So when we saw these reports of the Xiaomi SU7 getting 100,000 orders, well, they had 89,000 firm orders in the first 24 hours. Then within another 2 hours, they got to 100,000 orders. When we first saw this, I thought, wow, that's amazing. And the car does look really, really good. It's a similar price, in fact, to the Tesla Model 3. But the fastest version is incredibly fast. It does 0 to 62 miles an hour in 2.8 seconds. Has a real world range of 680 kilometers. It was actually tested in the real world. A YouTuber has done the test. The claim range was 800 kilometers. The real world was 680 kilometers. Very, very good, right? Absolutely incredible. You can see why people are ordering these cars. It's also big. I mean, it's the size of a Tesla Model S. So people are thinking, you know what, this car seems incredible. Two battery sizes, a 73.6 kilowatt hour battery and a 101 kilowatt hour battery. That 101 kilowatt hour battery, that's the one where they're getting 680 kilometers in the real world of range, which is amazing. It's also amazing considering the price you're paying for that model. That bigger battery pack, you're still paying only around $35,000 for that car. So you can really see why there was so many orders placed so quickly. People were thinking this car's incredible. Power, I mean, put it this way, the base version has 220 kilowatt and 400 newton meters, so it's got around 300 horsepower. It's actually pretty similar in terms of its performance to a Tesla Model 3 standard range, but it's got a bigger battery, therefore it has more range. It's got about 10% more range than a Tesla Model 3. It's 10% bigger. Xiaomi obviously are a very well-known brand in China. That EV apparently will do 0 to 62 miles an hour in 5.3 seconds. CLTC range 670 kilometers. So real world range about 550 kilometers. Anyhow, this vehicle it's been a huge hit, and for good reason, because the specs seem incredible. The Max Edition, the performance model, the one that competes with probably the Tesla Model S long range, maybe even the Tesla Model S Plaid, and the Tesla Model 3 Performance, that has 500 kilowatt. So yeah, it's got about more than 700 horsepower, 838 newton meters of torque, 2.8 seconds, 0 to 62 miles an hour is the claim. However, right, this all sounds amazing, and all these videos have been floating around. People have been watching them going, this is an incredible, what a story, 100,000 reservations within nearly 24 hours. And then people started to test them. And the results, my friends, have been astoundingly shocking. I first saw this article reported from Car News China. I saw the first video and I thought, this is just one video. I mean, yeah, the traction control, clearly it's driving like a crazy V8 engine car, sending all the power to the rear wheels. And you can see, I personally have crashed a car like this before, a V8 car. Traction at the back was not good, not that great. When I was driving, it was a wet roundabout. It was like an angled roundabout, and I did basically what you can see in this first video. Had very, very little control. The car just snapped out really fast, and that's what this car has done. So these crashes, I thought to myself, oh, this one crash, who cares? What's Chinese social media talking about? And then I went, hold on a minute. There's another one. All right, another crash. Someone has had the air suspension fail while they were testing the car. You would think, right, okay, test drives, we get one crash, one thing fails. Yeah, fair enough. But the problem is, just from test drives, there has been numerous crashes. There's another one here, a blue one, test drive. This was crashed as well. There's another one here, driven into a BMW, crashed as well. There's another model here, in the snow, crashed into a tree. It's like every single model was crashed. I mean, seriously, they only have a certain number of test models, right, in different cities around China. Now, I am exaggerating. Not every model was crashed. But holy hell, I've never seen anything like this before. The cars haven't even been delivered to customers yet. They haven't even started making them yet. These are just test cars. So in the space of 1 week, or in fact less than 1 week of this car being available to test, we have 8 different crashes. How is that even possible? Anyway, here's what Car News China said. I've seen hundreds of reviews of Xiaomi products in China over the past years, but I can tell you that lending the vehicle, which still needs work, it has flaws, to crazy TikTok stars who are masters in creating eye-catching and shocking content suitable for the platform is a perfect storm. Basically, Car News China is trying to say that these cars have been crashed because social media influencers have gone and tested them and intentionally crashed them. There's no way in hell these guys did that. I've never heard of that happening before. The truth is, the car doesn't have traction control, right? So people are driving this thing in the snow or in the dry, and they're crashing them. It's got a lot of power. It's 2.5 tons, so it weighs 5,600 pounds. It's a 5-meter car, and it doesn't have traction control that works. You can see that in the video. That's why these crashes are happening. Not just influence are to blame. Even Car News China says this, many regular Xiaomi fans and potential customers have started to perform test drives. During the launch event, much emphasis was put on how much connectivity the SU7 has. It's incredible, the connectivity. It is deeply integrated with your home appliances, Xiaomi phone, TV, watches, and even your iPhone. You can control your car from your home and vice versa. But considering all of these crashes and failures have happened, and they actually all happened within 3 days of the launch, you can't just blame influencers. You've got to say, maybe they need to do a bit more work developing this vehicle. Maybe these 100,000 pre-orders. I mean, I'm not comparing this with the Fisker Ocean, but when something's too good to be true, well, sometimes it is.